It is the coldest start to the morning that we've had since the start of the new year. We're talking 20s and 30s to kick off the morning. A frost advisory in play. We'll let you know how to plan out the rest of your day.
Right now, bridge repairs for the westbound Interstate 8 are currently taking place. What you need to do so you're not met with any traffic or delays during this Monday morning commute.
We're still looking. You know, we want our home.
Chula Vista mom Maya Miliete has now been missing 3 years. What's happening today to her husband, who's charged with her murder? A plane's door plug rips off mid-flight. The items just found on the ground, and why the NTSB is calling out the FAA. It's 6 a.m. on Monday, January 8th, and you're up with CBS 8.
And happening right now, you can feel it. A frost advisory in effect for parts of our county as temperatures plunge to low 30s. Thanks for joining us here at 6 a.m. I'm Chris Groh in for Eric Connor.
And I'm Netta Irampur. Yeah, this is your heads up before you go outside that it's going to be cold. So whatever kind of blanket you have, I think it would be helpful.
Get those puffers out.
Yeah, the puffer jackets.
And the emphasis is not even just this morning, but tomorrow morning as well.
Yeah.
Virtually every day this week is going to be very cold. It's just there are some days that will get slightly warmer. So some minor changes there on the way. Looking at your current temperatures out the door, boy, it's cold. I mean, look at Ramona right now. 25 degrees is where they're at in Ramona. 31 in Escondido and Poway. 33 in El Cajon to kick off the morning. And 37 in Del Mar. That 24-hour temperature change is dramatic because yesterday morning we had clouds and even some showers. Those clouds help to hold in some of the warmth. They act like a blanket for us. This morning, no clouds out there. So we are 22 degrees colder right now in Ramona than 24 hours ago. 21 degrees colder in Poway and 13 degrees colder in Carlsbad. That's why we have a frost advisory in play not only now, but also for tomorrow morning with the expectation of some more very, very cold temperatures. So coming up, we'll take a look at the high surf advisory that we also have to start off the day. We'll emphasize what to expect throughout the rest of the week. I'll send things back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Evan. And look, here are some tips from the National Weather Service when facing a frost advisory or even just the cold. Let faucets drip to prevent frozen pipes and keep flammables 3 feet from space heaters. Stay indoors if possible and bring your pets inside too. Also, try to cover all exposed skin.
Snuggling with your pets are also good, good thing to do. Well, a traffic alert for you this morning. If you are driving through East County, plan ahead.
Yeah, right now Caltrans workers are making bridge repairs on the westbound I-8, prompting lane closures. CBS 8's Regina Urita is live in El Cajon with more on what you can expect during your commute. Regina.
Yeah, good morning, guys. And if you know that you're heading towards this direction, specifically where those bridge repairs are taking place on the westbound Interstate 8, then you might want to listen up because Caltrans says this morning, Monday morning, is the day that it will impact most drivers because of that early morning commute where people are heading to work and parents are dropping off their kids. So this is all happening near the westbound lanes between the El Cajon Boulevard exit to Lauren Drive. As of right now, 3 lanes are scheduled to be open. There are no plans to close all 4 lanes at any time during these repairs, but crews are advising drivers to avoid these areas if you can, especially because you could still come across traffic and it could cause delays for many drivers this morning. If you're heading towards this direction, Caltrans is asking that you use detours like State Route 125 and then reconnect to the 8. If traffic delays become too heavy, they may already detour some drivers to northbound State Route 67 to westbound State Route 52 and then reconnect to westbound I-8. The reason this is all happening is because this is part of an ongoing project to repair a 60-year-old bridge that needs to be restored. CHP says they will be monitoring the area as construction crews are still working on those repairs. So back out here, if you're planning to be heading towards this direction, remember to slow down and be mindful of those construction crews and definitely plan ahead because you could be met with some certain delays or traffic. As far as when those repairs should be finished, that will be expected to end tomorrow at 5 a.m. That's the latest in El Cajon. I'm Regina Urita, CBS 8.
All right, thank you so much, Regina. And this morning, Larry Miliete is back in court. The Chula Vista man is accused of murdering his wife, Maya, who went missing 3 years ago yesterday. Maya disappeared on January 7th, 2021. Her body has never been found. Larry's trial was supposed to begin this month, but it's faced a series of delays. In fact, it is now delayed till August 26th because he got a new attorney. Today, we expect an update on that time frame. Meantime, Maya's family and loved ones are marking 3 years since she vanished.
Then sings my soul, my Savior.
can see there, they held a candlelight vigil last night in her honor. It was held at Mount San Miguel Park, where the search for Maya began 3 years ago.
We're here gathering to pray for both the criminal case and the guardianship case, that there is no further delays, that everything goes smoothly in court, and just for strength for the family to endure what's to come.
Now, Maya's family plans on continuing search efforts in the coming weeks.
Unbelievable to see this video here. People sitting one row away from that wide opening. This morning, a plane's missing door plug that ripped off midair has now been found. Well, last night, the National Transportation Safety Board said a Portland teacher found it in his backyard. This morning, the NTSB also released new photos of the damaged plane. That's what you see right here. Look at this plastic over this. This all happened aboard an Alaska Airlines flight on Friday. The plane had to return to Portland, Oregon, minutes after takeoff. The sudden depressurization ripped off headrests from some seats. Thankfully, nobody was seriously injured in all of this. The NTSB says the plane's cockpit voice recorder is blank. Regulators let them automatically rewrite after 2 hours. The head of the NTSB says that makes it harder to learn from accidents.
That information is key, not just for our investigation, but for improving aviation safety. So I'm calling on the FAA to change the rulemaking.
The NTSB, you heard from there, they say the flight had 3 babies seated on passengers' laps. Officials are urging everyone to put kids younger than the age of 2 in a car seat and in their own seat on planes. The Federal Aviation Administration has grounded Boeing 737 MAX 9 airplanes for inspection now. And now Alaska and United Airlines are canceling flights. That's impacting several flights out of San Diego this morning. Southwest tells us it does not have this type of plane in its fleet. So yeah, definitely want to check your airlines and see if you're impacted. Take a look here. One man claims he found a phone reportedly belonging to a passenger on that flight. He says it was on the side of a road, perfectly intact, still in airplane mode. The NTSB did confirm 2 cell phones were found. Someone joked that phone would have made a better airplane door. Ooh, yeah. Look at that. They put the image of the phone on the plane. Yikes. I mean, that would be terrifying. I just can't believe that nobody got hurt.
Well, thankfully it happened when the plane hadn't reached its complete altitude, so that would have been much more devastating.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
the fact that there are people sitting just one row from that wide open gap.
Yeah, a lot of video there.
Oh, man.
Makes sense as to why there's a lot of questions now around those Boeing planes, and so we'll see where those investigations go. 6:08 on the clock right now, a sub-freezing start to the morning in many spots across San Diego County, and that goes especially for our inland valleys and for our mountaintops to start off the day. Frost advisories in play through 9 a.m. for our deserts as well as our valleys. It is also going to repeat itself for Tuesday. So keep in mind, Tuesday, 1 a.m. to 9 a.m., we've got it in play again. There are other spots of Southern California under hard freeze warnings, under frost warnings as well. So little variation on that. But for us, we've got that frost advisory in the light blue. And then along the coast, the purple high surf advisory. This is because we've seen those wave heights diminish steadily throughout the last several weeks. So last weekend, not just this past weekend, but the weekend prior, we were looking at some 15-foot waves. Those waves dropped down to about 10 feet over the course of this past weekend, and now we're at 5 to 8 foot waves. When we start to look off toward other parts of the southwestern U.S., you can see how much blue and purple cover the screen there. Again, those are mostly freeze warnings and hard freeze warnings that are also going to be in effect through Tuesday morning. So this is not the only cold start. We'll have one again tomorrow morning. Afternoon conditions are going to be clear and dry. We'll at least get a lot of sunshine out there and steady warming, because when we have clear skies, there's not much of a stop or a slowdown on the warming. That's because clouds usually would kind of hinder the warming process, but when we don't have those clouds out there, we're going to be able to go from 38 degrees at 6 a.m. all the way to 54 by 10 a.m. and then 60 by noon. Over the next several days, a little bit of variation out there, slightly warmer for tomorrow afternoon, cooling down just a bit for Wednesday, Thursday with another trough of low pressure close by that could bring us a little bit of drizzle out there for Wednesday into Thursday. Not much is expected at all, but something that we're watching for. Otherwise, though, 5 days of dry skies, temperatures mostly in the low to mid 60s out there. Let's check in on traffic, see how your roads are to start off the day. 6:10 on the clock right now. No major crashes or collisions as we look at your traffic maps. Let's take a look at your border wait times, see how those are faring as we start off the day. San Ysidro Port of Entry going to take you about 75 minutes to get across, an hour 15 in total. Otay Mesa Port of Entry 45 minutes, so you're at under an hour to kick off the day. Back to you.
Should I go downstairs? I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
How scary is that? Still ahead, a tornado in Florida. The severe weather in other parts of the country with more on the way.
Plus, why some lawmakers want to impeach the Secretary of Homeland Security amid the border crisis. And the big winners at the Golden Globes. Plus, why people are talking about host Joe Coy's jokes.